Is there at the podium. More and more media, Romo. The more this team's playing well, you get more and more media.
And the national media is going to start showing up soon.
Everything around here.
There it is. Go, Hugh.
Wow. How we doing today? I'm tired. Long night.
Celebrating all night?
No. I was watching the Patriots. I can't celebrate. That one's over with. On to the next one. There's another team from the AFC East that comes to town. That's a very good football team, but I know we got to talk about the one before we get on to that one. So where are we today? Injuries. Okay, what do you want to know? Give me a name, I'll give you an answer. Chris Johnson, obviously he had a hamstring, as I told you guys last night, and I probably won't know more about it until we get ready to practice on Wednesday. You got to let it calm down and see where he is by the time we get ready to practice. Michael Huff, as I said last night, had a concussion. And, you know, there's a process you have to go through with that to get cleared. So, again, that'll be something, you know, we got today, the rest of the day, tomorrow, and, again, get a feel for where he is by Wednesday. You had to mention that name. No, I think he'll be fine. I really do. I think it tightened up on him more so than anything, and I'm going to be very cautious with him to make sure that he's okay, but I think he'll be fine.
How important is it to back up a big win like yesterday with another good game?
It's huge. I mean, that's life in the National Football League. You know, there's no every game's tough. And we understand that, and we have to go back and prepare and practice and go back in our stadium and play a very good football team. Be a great challenge, but as I said last week, we'll be looking forward to it.
What stands out to you and pleases you about the way your team responded, especially in that second half and coming off, you know, that bitter taste, as they called it, in Buffalo?
We finished. You know, it's something that I truly talked about with our team all week. We need to finish the game. As I told you guys in here, it was just about a team that didn't finish. And if I could do one thing over, it would be to really coach the finish of the game in Buffalo. And I wasn't going to let that one slip through our hands yesterday. I think our guys, we talked about, you know, digging. We talked about priming a pump and finishing the game, and that's what this team did.
You guys were able to make adjustments on the fly during the game, it appeared. Jason talked about Marcel being actually a pretty big part of the game plan, and him going out, and then there's a lot of things that you were going to use you couldn't do. On defense, you had a makeshift secondary, and Mark Sanchez talked after the game, you know, they played way more zone than we expected.
Right.
And I'm assuming some of that might have been because of the people you had.
Absolutely.
What about how happy are you with the adjustments you made, the in-game adjustments during that game?
Very, but that's what we do. That's coaching. You know, that's what we get paid to do. You know, you have to be able to make adjustments to win football games. You know, some players are going to go out, and that's ward off a duck's back. Next guy is up. You know, that's the way we go about it, and you might have to, you know, move this, move that, adjust this, adjust that. But and we did, and it's a credit to our staff. You know, those guys, they do a great job, and we got to continue to do that. I mean, that can happen each and every game, and we're always prepared for it. We're able to get it done and finish the game.
Well, that dimension.
I'm sorry. He also said, actually, after the game, that this was a revamped Raiders group. Can you just speak to the new philosophy of your team?
That made me feel good. I'm glad he can see it, especially after what he did a couple of years ago, eating a hot dog. So, I mean, it is a new group. I mean, it's a group that, one, expects to win. It's a group that works to win. It's a group that is becoming something, and they're working at it each and every day. I think they can see the vision that they have an opportunity, regardless of who we play, where we play, to win. And in order to do that, though, we have to seize the moment. You have to finish football games. You have to play as well as you can play every snap to give yourself an opportunity. And that's something we talk about. But I hope that the rest of the league can see that this is a different and improved football team. We're not where we want to be, but I think we're working to get there.
Rolando said that at halftime he said something about, you know, don't let what happened in Buffalo happen in the second half here. How much talk was there in the locker room at halftime about what happened in Buffalo?
Well, not so much. I don't know about that. I know what I said to him. You know, it was about finishing the game. It was 17-17. I mean, it's 0-0 basically. And last week in Buffalo, I said the same thing. It was 0-0. And it wasn't so much about going back to the Buffalo experience as it was, let's play this game and finish this one, because this is the only one we had. We couldn't go back and get the other one. And I kind of walked out. And then after that, what Rolando said, I wasn't privy to that. But if I know him, he doesn't want to go through what we went through last week. That was a long flight home. You know, and we didn't want to disappoint our fans and the people that came out to support us, this organization, Coach Davis, and the rest of the people who are tied to this organization. We wanted to give them what we thought we could, which was a victory, and we were able to get that done.
They're known as a defensive team, and Rex seemed very disappointed that you guys were able to get outside their defense. And he said, you know, we got to keep those guys inside, and we thought we could. Were you surprised at all?
Surprised?
That your runners could get outside?
No. No, it's called strategy and coaching. You know, and he's, like he said, he gave us our credit. And when we get beat, if we get beat, I'm going to give the other team their credit too. I mean, again, I think our staff did a heck of a job. We have very good players, and I think our guys played hard. And we blocked them. I mean, when it all comes down to it, that's what it is. It's 11-on-11 football. You know, and we blocked them, and we got some things accomplished, and they didn't.
What goes into beating a team that's determined to set the edge? Is it just technique? Is it will? It's
a little bit of all those things. You know, it's technique, it's will, it's strategy, and sometimes it's the player carrying the ball. You know, there's a special guy carrying that football for us right now. I mean, he's as good as there is in football. I keep saying that, but he has 6 supporters in front of him that are blocking like you've never seen, and that's what I'm most excited about. I think our offensive line is really starting to become something also, and I keep using that because we're not there yet. You know, we're not there yet anywhere. We just got to keep our head down and keep pushing and keep growing and keep getting better. This is, you know, game 3 in this whole process. You know, this is a long season, but I want us to continue to grow, continue to get better, and continue to push.
Coach, it became obvious after the game yesterday that the theme you emphasized with your team was that the Jets had been twice to the AFC Championship game. This team coming in, I could think of a bunch of themes. Could you share with us some themes that you might be emphasizing this week?
Are you kidding me? This team has the best quarterback in football. I mean, Tom Brady is as good as there is anywhere. I mean, they have the best coach, quarterback, team. I mean, they've been the Super Bowl champion, you know, so it's going to be a tremendous challenge for this football team. But that's what this is all about every week, to go out and compete against the best. This is the best of the best week in and week out. There is no easy opportunities in this deal. And, again, if we're going to become the team that I think we can become, these are the challenges you want. You know, you want to be able to play the Jets at home in your opening game. You want to be able to play Tom Brady and the Patriots in the second game, and they'll be fired up and chomping at the bit. I mean, they lost a tough one in Buffalo just like we did, you know, but they got to come out here in the O, Raider Nation, our fans, our football team, and come play us, and we'll show up.
You also had a lot of downfield blocks by receivers. Something you stressed?
Yes. If you don't have a ball on this football team, you're a blocker. You know, and we talk about it all the time. If you don't have a ball, you're a blocker, you know, whether it's a quarterback or anybody else, you know. We got to play for each other. You know, we pull for each other, we play for each other, and that's one of the themes we really talk about. We want to become a team, and in order to become a team, everybody's got to do their part.
From a coaching standpoint, how invigorating is that to see that level of blocking, whether it was 2 receivers or Kevin Boss stealing off the edge, or Samson Satelli doing what he did at the safety?
It's what it's all about. I mean, it's those blocks give Darren McFadden opportunities to score from 70 yards out. Gives Denarius Moore a chance to score on a 23-yard, you know, reverse. That's what I'm building. That's what we're building. Not me, I should say, what this team is building. Because they're playing for each other. There's a lot of passion and finish that goes into that. And we coach that and we demand that. And we're starting to get it. Again, it's still so early in this process. But I think our players are starting to understand what it takes to become a really, really good football team. And if we continue to grind it out and keep working at it, we will.
You can say a lot of things up here and... Pardon me? You can say a lot of things up here and on the field, locker room, you can hang up signs and all that, but how critical is it for the players to see it work in a game?
Very. I mean, that's what validates it all. You know, that's where your credibility comes from when the things you talk about and the things that you stress start to show up in games, and it starts to show up on tape, on video. That's what we're in now. I used to coach when there was tape, but when you show up in the video, it shows up in video, and then all of a sudden, it has a major influence in you winning. It validates what you talk about all the time. And, once upon a time, I'm sure players like to do it their way, what they thought was the best way. And now we're kind of doing it the way that Coach Jackson sees it, and it's getting to be fun because I truly believe it gives them a chance to have success. And they have to see that. They have to see the realism in that, and I think they are.
Speaking of the way Coach Jackson sees it, there were a couple of shots of you toward the end of the game, kind of getting into it, getting the crowd up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Could you share with us that kind of emotion from your standpoint?
Oh, man, it's in me. That emotion lives in me. I'll do whatever it takes to help our team win a football game. I mean, I'll stand on the bench if that's what it takes. I don't get caught up when people say, I'm not into all that. What I'm into is winning. And I love when our fans are involved. And I think we could be louder. I think we need to be louder. I think they did a tremendous job yesterday. But I'm telling you, they can even do it better. And I expect better this weekend. Because, Raider, there's nothing like our fans. There's nothing like our fans. I want them to be heard from here, clear across San Francisco if we can do it. Because I think they can. Because I think this team needs them. Just as they need us, we need them.
Was there a different feeling, though, with the fans going into this game, even comparatively to last season, or?
Yeah, for me it is, because I'm the head coach now.
Right.
I'm not the coordinator that's kind of bebopping around looking to score a touchdown. This is as a head coach, watching how hard these guys work. Sitting in this chair is a little different. And I know the energy that our team gets from our fans. I can see it. I can see the feeling that our team has in warm-ups when the fans are all screaming and yelling and calling their names and wishing them luck. And that same emotion went right into the locker room right before the game. When we came out, I knew we were ready to play. And that opening drive just showed exactly what the fans were able to give us, that energy. And we kind of fed off of that.
There are a lot of positives in this game, obviously, and we usually don't ask the question about, what are the things you can learn from, the mistakes you learn from, unless it's a loss. What kind of mistakes did you see in this game that you still feel like you need to learn from?
We still got to tighten up everywhere. Obviously, we're running the ball very well, and one of the things I want to do is we need to throw it better, and we will. And that has nothing to do with our quarterback. That's just period. I mean, I just think you keep growing as you go, and I think we will. On defense, we got to continue to tackle better. We got to finish tackles better than what we have. And but in saying that, I think both sides of the ball and special teams are doing a tremendous job. There's always going to be plays you wish you had back. There's plays I've called I wish I had back. But for the most part, I think we're right on schedule of where I think we can be and should be. We're a 2-1 football team. We've only had 3 games. The best we could be is 3-0. We had one unfortunate situation this season. I think we learned from it. I think what I was looking to see is a team that would come back with a lot of resiliency and go fight, against a very good football team. And we did, in front of our fans, at home, our opener. And it wasn't going to matter about the weather, whether it was going to be hot or it was going to rain. It didn't matter that we were going to go out and play. And that's what we did.
What does it say about the explosiveness of your offense to not convert a single third down, yet score 34 points?
It says we better get better at third down. That's what it says. I mean, it was we had some chances there on third down. We just didn't make those plays, and that was unfortunate. That was probably the one thing that has stuck out in my mind, as being kind of the leader of the offense, that we need to continue to get better at. I mean, we came into this game 50% on third down, huge, doing really well, and then missed some plays. But that was the best third down defensive football team in football, so they did their part. And we didn't do ours, so we need to continue to grow in that area.
I asked you last week after an L, so only fair to ask you after a win. Any feedback from Al? What's he thinking about this game?